It's Mike from Get Your Rock Out, and I'm not sat, I'm stood up here in Grand Central with Chris from Absolva, who has just played a set with Blaze Bailey in the pub downstairs. How do you feel, man?
Very cool, very cool. Second day of the tour and ironing out those rough edges, and it's really coming together. It's really feeling nice now, and it was definitely a step up from last night. Last night was great. We played in Edinburgh in front of 150 sweaty Scottish people in Bannerman's, and tonight we've just played Grand Central, hometown show for me, and kind of my local boozer as well. And it was fantastic. I've never seen so many people here in my life, to be honest.
That was, I think, the craziest I've ever seen this place. Everyone was charging forward. There was crowds swaying. There wasn't a mosh pit, but there was kind of, that...
There was no room for a mosh pit, was there?
there was that weird swaying thing that fans do when they're packed in really tightly.
Yeah, it was pretty mental, but everyone stayed safe. Everyone's a close family in Grand Central, metal fans and everything, and especially Blaze Bailey fans, They all help each other out. Anyone falls to the floor, they pick them straight back up.
Being that we're upstairs at Grand Central now, and being that we've just literally walked through quite an adoring public, I like to think that a lot of people came.
He just bought me a pint as well before we came up, so hats off.
I like to think that a lot of people came because you guys were playing as well as Blaze. Maybe they thought, oh, well, he's definitely going to be good with this band backing him.
Yeah, well, that's been sort of the general thing. I mean, my previous band, Fury UK, before we became Absolva, we worked with Blaze loads over the years. Pretty much my first big UK tour was supporting Blaze back in 2007 and 2008 or something, and so that's a big deal, and we've just stayed in touch since. We went to Greece together supporting him, we went to Switzerland, and we've been helping gig swapping ever since, and just stayed in touch. And I put a gig on for him over in north of Manchester at the Towler for his acoustic act, and I says, are you going to do anything with a full band again? And he says, well, I'd love to get back with the metal band, but just need to find a band, Chris, I need a band. And I'm like,
at which point you sneak in there.
Like, oh yeah, well, we could do it. Oh, well, send us an email, and then and then since then we've just been, keeping in touch. Had a few rehearsals in the summer, and then we worked out that Blaze was on tour for about 6 or 7 weeks over December and January in Brazil and South America, and then we had our own European tour before that. So we're like, when are we going to rehearse? It's like, well, a few days before we start the tour. But it's come together great, and it's Blaze has been great with us, and it's been a good tight unit. So looking forward to the rest of the tour.
Now, I love the story of Absolva. It's you're Fury UK, you're making a name for yourself, you're doing quite well. Then your brother becomes a new bassist of Iced Earth, so then you form another band which is making a good name for yourself and gets to do cool shit like supporting Blaze Bailey. That is quite a story. Yeah.
It's weird because we had Fury UK for about 8 years or something, and there was different lineups in the early part, and then the solid lineup was myself, Martin, and my brother Luke. And then we had all sorts of great moments. We went on tour with Y&T, Michael Schenker, Saxon, and then Luke's favourite band is Iced Earth, and then we got the shot to tour Europe, with Iced Earth, which was a big deal in itself, for us. We went to a lot of different countries that we'd never been to before on that tour, and it was a hard grind. I think it was about a 7-week tour, and we could tell there was something not right with Freddie, the bass player. He was sort of, he was a really nice chap, Freddie, the previous bass player, but he just a bit of a clash with what he wanted to do for his future, and then Luke got the direct call. It wasn't even an audition. Just getting constant compliments about his bass playing on that tour, and he got the first call and said, do you want to join Iced Earth? And you've got a couple of hours to think about it. And which I just said, go do it. Like any good brother was. But you can't deny anybody an opportunity like that. So once he did that, I phoned Martin up. We actually went round to Martin's house. So there's myself, Luke, Martin, and we're all sat having a coffee. It's like, we've got something to tell you. And then my next question to Martin was, do you want to carry on, or do you just want to call it a day? And by which time I was like, I want to carry on. Let's start something new. Let's start something fresh. And we've learned a lot with Fury UK. We've learned a lot of, you know, we can not do the mistakes we made in the early. You know, we can make sure we get the production right on the first album. We can make sure we tour right, advertise right, get everything really sharp, which is what we've done with Absolva, you know, and it's been a creation of its own. It's been a phenomenon, really, because we've just... Fury UK was doing this, and I was like, oh, we've lost Luke, and then we've just hit it straight back with Absolva, and it's actually got a better reaction in this short time than Fury UK got to in the end. So Absolva's really riding high, and then, you know, playing for Blaze is equally as great, you know, and you know, we do each other favours, you know, so it helps Blaze, because, you know, we get those extra few more people in, and then it you know, it just evens itself out. It's a really good arrangement.
Yeah. Now, iSturf have had pretty fair amount of turnover, especially with bass players over the years, but what happens if Luke establishes himself as the bass player that they just stick with? Is Fury UK done after that?
Yeah, to be honest, we had this conversation, is Fury UK going to ever have a future? And I don't think it is, you know. I think if we do anything, it's going to be Absolva and doing stuff with Blaze and various things, and
we got a special guest here. Can you talk about?
You know, if he didn't walk through the door, I was going to say something very nice about him.
Hello.
Okay, sure. How you doing? Nice show, man.
Thank you very much.
Very good. You were saying Fury UK's done.
Yeah, it's done. It's laid to rest. Luke's got a great future with iSturf. Absolva's riding high, and if there ever came a point where iSturf were on a break or something like that, and Luke had nothing to do, I couldn't just drop Dan and, you know, draft Luke back in and then start Fury UK. It's not how it works, you know. We're at 110% a team, a unit, all the time. If Luke wants to come and join us and play some guitar like he did on the latest album, did a guest spot for us playing some guitar. He's a absolutely sterling rhythm guitar player and lead player, to be honest. He's one of those creatures that's pretty good at everything.
You agree with that?
Absolutely. He's. I saw Fury UK a couple of times before Luke left, and Luke he's untouchable as a bass player, but also as Absolva, the three of us together. It's the way it is, and it was great having Luke guesting on the album and stuff like that, but it's nice to know that Chris wouldn't just drop me at a moment's notice, so it's reassuring. Yeah.
He nailed Klansman tonight, so you can't drop that.
Yeah.
Well, we're all, to be honest, I mean, even in the past 6 months, I feel like I've moved on as a guitar player. You put like hours and hours and hours when you first pick up a guitar. I started playing when I was 8 or 9 years old, and then I was just playing hours every day. It was like 6 to 8 hours ritually, and then you hit a brick wall, and then you go see someone fantastic. And, you know, I went to see Joe Satriani and Steve Vai, and I was like, whoa, you don't have to just play like Gary Moore, you can do all these other fancy things. And then you move up another level, and then you hit another brick wall, and it's like, what can I do next? And then you get more into rhythm playing and everything. And I think all three of us as musicians, even in the past 6 months, we're still getting better, and we're hitting new goals, you know, for ourselves as musicians and as a unit. So, you know, there's no boundaries for what we're doing, to be honest.
What you want to say is, Luke, it's great you're in iSurf, but we're so much better now.
Well, kind of. I mean, it's...
Let's put words in your mouth, really.
But same with Luke, you know, since he's joined iSturf, his vocals have got, you know, miles better than they were. You know, he can hit notes that he never used to dream of, really, and he can do harmonies, and his bass playing so solid, and as a performer. And then we've just done the same thing, you know. it's been a great, like we were talking about before with Ozzy Osbourne leaving Sabbath and drafting Dio in, and then Ozzy going to make this fantastic solo album with Blizzard of Oz. It's worked fantastic for both sides.
I'm going to turn to you now and ask you a question. There's a great quote about your last album, Flames of Justice, from Dom Lawson, where he says that it sounds like Thin Lizzy and Megadeth arm wrestling in a backstreet boozer.
Spot on.
Spot on.
Yep.
With that in mind, what is the next album, Anthems of the Dead, going to sound like?
It's probably moved. We've developed as a band. We've developed writing-wise. I think the songs are probably slightly more complex, which isn't saying that they're better than Flames of Justice, but it is all developing along with, like we're saying, playing technique. How well you can play, your writing technique develops the more and more you do it. But again, you can still use the Thin Lizzy, Megadeth, that line, but we're certainly not sort of pigeonholing ourselves against anyone from the past. We've all got varied influences, so mainly down the classic rock, classic metal line. But yeah, I really think it's a really good album. We're really happy with it. So hopefully, if things work out, then everyone else will be too.
And you guys are touring it in May, and I will be there for the Manchester date, and you got Babylon Fire supporting you as well.
Yeah,
looking forward to it.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean,
no rest for the wicked, right?
Yeah, I mean, we could do it with Blaze for the next 6 weeks, and then we've got 2 weeks at the end of April, so we can get into rehearsals with Absolva and sharpen up our set for the UK tour in May. And really looking forward to it. And we're really glad Babylon Fire are with us, because they're probably, out of all the rock sector bands, they're probably the guys that are probably best suited to join Absolva on the road. And we all get on great. It's a great arrangement, and we all got similar gear setups, and we all have a laugh. So it's really cool that they're coming with us, and it's the right thing to do. 2 bands just going out and really grinding it, and going to the small gigs, going to the big gigs, and just absolutely playing as many places as possible, but absolutely hammering every single place you go to, and that's what we're going to do.
I feel like I can talk to you guys for hours, but unfortunately we're going to have to cut this short. Right. I'd like to know if you have a message right into the camera for all our readers that get your rock out. You should probably go centre for this.
Dead centre.
Yeah,
That's not centre, is it?
No.
We have a message. Go on our website, absolva.com.
Pre-order the new album.
Pre-order the new album, and we just want to thank every single one of you for all of your support. Anybody that's come to a gig, bought a CD, or just checked us out on Facebook, anything like that, we just want to thank every single one of you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.